brother and sister, let us we welcome Father Fernando Millan to present his material for us, and let us prepare our heart so that we can understand our new saints well, and we can get something in our life for the future. Please, Father.
Let me just read the curriculum vitae of Father Fernando Millan. He was born in Madrid in 1962. Studies of philosophy in the University of Seville, Spain. Studies of theology in the Pontifical University Comillas in Madrid and in Milltown Institute in Dublin, Ireland. License in theology in Comillas, Madrid in 1990 with a tesina on the intervention of Bartolomeo F. Maria Siberta O.Carm in the theological controversy about the self-consciousness of Christ. Doctorate in the Gregorian Pontifical University, Rome, with a thesis on the penitential theory of Siberta and its influence in the penitential theology of the 20th century. It was published as Reconciliación con la Iglesia, influencia de la tesis de P.F.M. Siberta en la teología penitencial del siglo XX, and it was published by Edizione Carmelitane, Rome, in 1997. He is Professor of Sacramental Theology in Pontifical University Comillas from 1995 to 2007. Invited professor in the Gregorian University Rome in the years of 1998, 2000, and 2002. Member of the Institutum Carmelitanum Rome, which belongs to our order, and the Centro de Estudios Judeo-Cristianos in Madrid, and the International Commission of Culture of the Carmelite Order in different periods. He has published several books on Carmelite scholars and prominent figures of Carmel in the 20th century. Titus Brandsma, Bishop Donald Lamont, I think an Irish who worked in Zimbabwe, right? And P.F.M. Siberta. Father Fernando Millan Romeral was Prior General of the Carmelite Order from 2007 to 2019, 2 terms. Now teaching again in the Jesuit University of Comillas in Madrid and director of the Instituto Universitario de Espiritualidad. So now the time.
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to say that it's a real pleasure to be here in Hong Kong again. I have been several times here, even when we were not yet in Checo. We were in the Loreto house, I think, or something like that. Merignol house, that's right. So it's a pleasure to be here again and to see how the Carmelite family is growing little by little in such a fascinating place as is Hong Kong, that is a mix of people and beliefs and languages, and I think it's a fascinating place. Secondly, I want to say to our translators, that interpreters, that I have been translating myself many times, and I know how hard is this job. It's very difficult. So what I want to ask you is just to relax. Many times I had to invent what the speaker was saying, but I couldn't follow, so I was inventing my own speech. So don't worry at all, feel very free. This is not a professional conference, it's more a fraternal sharing. And I know when I speak, I've been in international forum many times, and I know we have to speak slowly, but sometimes Spanish, Italians, we forget about that, So if I forget to speak slowly, please make me a sign. Okay, as Father Albertus and myself, we were living together in Rome for 6 years. We were traveling around Asia. He was the General Counselor for Asia, Australia, and Oceania. So we were traveling together in Vietnam, India, Timor, Australia, many countries. So when he invited me, it seemed a little bit difficult to come here because of the academical calendar, but thank God and Our Lady of Mount Carmel and Blessed Titus Brandsma, we found this short possibility to be here. And I'm very happy also because this year, as he said, we are celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Carmelite presence in Indonesia. Could you raise your hand, which those of you who are Indonesians? I think we have several, eh? 1, 2, 3 over there, some over there. Okay, we have a small group for the Indonesians. So congratulations. Titus Brandsma, as we'll see later, was very involved in the foundation of Carmel in Indonesia. And the Hong Kong Carmelite presence is the grandchild of Titus Brandsma. Indonesia was the daughter, and Hong Kong is the granddaughter of Titus Brandsma. And we are celebrating also 10 years of the Carmelite presence here. So I couldn't say no, because it's too many celebrations, important celebrations for us. Okay. And as Alberto said, another important reason to share the spirituality of Titus Brandsma is that 1.5 years ago, Titus Brandsma was canonized in Rome by Pope Francis. It has been a long process since he died in the concentration camp, 1942, till the canonization, 1922, so a lot of years. The process was very complicated because, first of all, it seemed a little bit strange to proclaim martyr someone who was killed in a concentration camp. Some people said this is strange. Martyrs were in the Roman Empire time. Martyrs were in Mexico, persecution, but in Nazis period, it seemed to be a little bit strange. So there was a long study of his life, of his writings, so a very long and a very complicated process. But finally, after 80 years, we could celebrate this proclamation of Titus as a holy man, as a saint of the Catholic Church. So he's not a model only for the Carmelites, he's not a model only for journalists, he's not a model only for Dutch people. Canonized means he's a model for the whole church, it's universal. The word canonize, canonization, comes from the canon of the Mass. The canon we read in the Mass. So canonization means that a person joined into the canon of the Mass. So it's, of course we don't mention him in every Mass, but it goes into the canon of the Mass. And that's why it's universal. It's not only for one order, it's not only for one country, it's not only for one sort of people, it's for everybody. It's a universal model. And that's why I think that Titus Brandsma can be also a good inspiration for our Carmelite community here in Hong Kong and for believers here in Hong Kong.